What it do, Dream Team? It's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are with NBA players who disrespected Michael Jordan and got exposed. Don't disrespect the GOAT. But I always say, you may as well talk trash because he's coming to take your head off anyway. So may as well talk trash. Well, before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so I get suggested. Social media, Patreon, all up top. You can subscribe to any of it. Put all the links in the description. All you gotta do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me, human. I talk back. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Oh my God!
If there's one guy that NBA players, basketball players, or anyone in general should never, ever disrespect, then it has to be Michael Jordan. And I'm not kidding. I mean, this guy would punch teammates in the face, he would take things personal and deny kids free shoes at basketball camps, and he would even gift opponents $20,000 diamond earrings only to soften them up so he could destroy them in the finals. Sheesh, guys. I could be a savage sometimes, but Jordan takes the meaning of that word to the next level. Today, we're going to go over people who, whether it was intentional or not, disrespected his airness and got completely exposed. So buckle up, it's going to be a rough ride.
That's disgusting.
Let's start off slow here and take a look at how you're supposed to speak to MJ. This is Byron Scott, and this is his take on this topic.
And I did with Mike because I never got him pissed off. You know, he make a shot, you say, "Good shot, Mike." You know, you don't talk trash to him so he can go off for 60. You know, you try to kill him with kindness. Yeah. You don't try to talk trash to him.
This man had some sense, but anyways. There was a time when MJ and the Bulls visited the Lakers in a regular season matchup, and right before tip-off, MJ learned that his good old pal, Byron Scott, would not be playing because he was injured. See, Scott had a reputation for being a good defender, and MJ was clearly disappointed that he wouldn't get the challenge he had hoped for. So when MJ asked Scott who's going to guard him instead, well, the Lakers sent this dude right here. And after laughing about this guy, here's how MJ responded.
He said, "Who's guarding me?" I said, "Anthony Peeler." He said, "Oh, 50. So I told Anthony Peeler, "Listen, MJ, he's probably gonna go for about 50 tonight on you. So just don't piss him off. You know, just be cool." He hit number 54.
God.
Sheesh, guys. Clearly, being just an average defender is already enough to disrespect MJ. Which is why you shouldn't intentionally make him angry, like this next dude. Otherwise, you're in trouble. And here's what happened. During his time in the league, Jalen Rose had numerous battles with MJ when he played for both the Bulls and eventually with the Wizards. Now, Rose knew he was clearly no match against the Bulls version of Jordan back in the 90s, but his belief changed later when he faced off an old-legged 40-year-old Michael who played for Washington. See, according to him, there was one time when he dominated MJ so badly that it led to his ejection. I mean, here's his side of the story.
So when we go to Washington, I'm in his face. So I'm taking him on the post, jump hooking over him, scoring buckets. I had like 30 that game. I did a play and I actually dunked, not on him, but around him.
Okay.
And I was hanging on the rim and I started talking trash. I came down off the rim. I said something that you can't be repeated on our airways. It was very volatile, it was very rude and disrespectful. And I got ejected.
While Rose came out as a hero of that story,
I didn't even know you got ejected. I understand nowadays you get ejected for saying something very rude, volatile that can't be repeated. I didn't know you got ejected back then for saying something like that. I think this was, what was it, like very early 2000s, late 90s?
Disrespectful. And I got ejected.
While Rose came out as a hero of that story, here's really what happened in that game that he doesn't want you to know. See, while this dunk seems to be true, he didn't go around MJ because, well, MJ wasn't on the floor, and this was where he got his first technical. Then he didn't really get ejected until he hit MJ with an elbow right here. And he only actually had 27 when he left the game instead of...
That makes sense, because I'm like, back then, it seemed like you didn't get ejected from saying stuff. So, okay, this makes sense.
MJ with an elbow right here. And he only actually had 27 when he left the game instead of the 30 as he claimed. And when I checked the box score, They actually lost that game by 20, while MJ dropped 23, 5, and 6 on him. Now, after that game, MJ never really forgot what Rose did to him because a year later, when the two teams matched up again, he beat him again one last time. And he also returned the favor by knocking out his tooth.
Oh, my
Man,
God.
I'm pretty sure Rose learned how to zip his mouth after that one. Anyway, guys, here's another cold-blooded story of disrespecting MJ and getting exposed. After winning back-to-back titles, the Bulls were gunning for their third consecutive championship in 1993. Now, standing in their way was Charles Barkley and the rest of the Phoenix Suns, who had the best regular season record that year. See, entering the finals, little did people know at the time that MJ had developed bad blood against the Arizona boys for two reasons. The first one is that MJ couldn't accept the fact that Barkley had beaten him in the MVP race.
Let's see, 70, okay, minutes, Mike, points, Mike, rebounds, Chuck, assists, Mike, steals, Mike, blocks, Chuck, field goal percentage, better be Chuck, 3-point percentage, Mike, free throw percentage, Mike, win shares, Mike. So yeah, I'm assuming it's just based off of their team records. But Charles Barkley was an absolute monster. Chuck was an absolute monster. But
the first one is that MJ couldn't accept the fact that Barkley had beaten him in the MVP race. And the second one goes something like this.
I knew that Jerry Krause loved Dan Marley. And just because Krause liked him was enough for me. You think he's a great defensive player? Okay, fine. I'm gonna show you that he's not.
Barkley eventually earned the respect.
Dan Marley's feet looked like they were stuck in cement. I didn't see a good defender at all from watching him trying to guard Mike. Like, I understand not being able to guard Mike, but there's plays where I say, oh, good defense. Like, Mike just made a tough shot. I didn't see none of them plays in the highlight. I saw Mike just running past him every time.
I'm gonna show you that he's not.
Barkley eventually earned the respect of MJ, but the thing that MJ couldn't get over was that everyone thought Marley was on his level, and that's not even Marley's fault, but it was enough to disrespect Mike. Then to make things worse, an interaction between MJ and Barkley went something like this. Hey Chuck, Dan Marley is guarding me? Yeah, he's our best defender. Charles, a white man can't guard me. Y'all better cut that bull out. And true enough, Marley could.
If he was the best defender, y'all wasn't winning no finals. If he was, now that one dude was a better, Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson was a better defender to me, and for guards for sure at least.
Kevin can't guard me. Y'all better cut that bull out. And true enough, Marley couldn't stop MJ, but at the same time, nor could any other Suns player. While most people called Marley Thunder Dan, it was Jordan who brought the Thunder down upon the Suns as he destroyed them by averaging 41 points per game in that 6-game series while shooting 50% from the field and 40% from downtown.
That's disgusting.
It wasn't even Dan here who disrespected MJ. It was only his reputation and what people thought of him. And as you can see, it was enough for Mike to take it personally. Anyway, next off here we have a story of a rookie who made a mistake that he'll never forget. I'm talking about a former Bulls player named Corey Benjamin. See, everything started when he recklessly called out Mike.
I said a little bit too much. I can get you. And he said, what? I said, yeah, I want that. He said, I see you. I said, okay. I'm like, yeah, right, MJ ain't gonna come get none of this. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I know he was just young and really didn't mean anything by that and probably just wanted to tease him a little bit. But as we all know, for MJ, that was all he needed to make things personal.
I'm getting taped. He ain't coming there to talk to nobody. He coming to see me on the tape. He walked in and said, what you say? I said, I can get that. He said, all right, I'll be at your practice Monday morning. I'm like, yeah, right. Guess who walked in the door? MJ walked in the door too. I just took a dump on myself. And so I act like I didn't see him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, he said, Corey, come back here. Everybody like, ooh. I'm like, oh, Lord.
And then, come game time, MJ went all out on this poor rookie and just destroyed him both physically and mentally. The end result was like 10-1 or something like that.
Jeez.
I'm pretty sure Benjamin was never the same person after that incident and wouldn't ever dare trash talk MJ again. Now, speaking of brash youngsters, former NBA player O.J. Mayo was once considered a top high school kid at 19 years of age.
Hey, O.J. Mayo was an absolute monster in high school.
NBA player O.J. Mayo was once considered a top high school kid at 19 years of age, and he too tried to embarrass MJ but ended up getting schooled by the GOAT at MJ's own flight camp. Anyway, here's MJ narrating what really went down on that day.
I'm playing in my camp against O.J. Mayo. He was a top high school kid coming out, and I never met him first time. In front of my camp, he starts this thing about, you can't guard me, you can't do this. You know, I got my campers here, so obviously I can't really go where I want to go because of my camp. So I stop the camp, send the kids to bed. We go back to playing. And he starts his whole thing, you know, that you can't guard me, you can't do this. So from this point on, it's a lesson. And from that point on, it was a lesson. He never won a game. I posted him up. I did everything. If I can ever show you that film, if you can ever ask him that, ask him about the thing that happened at my camp.
Sheesh.
That's tough.
As you can see, disrespecting the GOAT is just asking for it. And if you piss him off even further, well, it might just cause you to lose something else, like your car. You see, Jamal Crawford went through the same thing when he challenged MJ to a three-point shootout with a couple of bucks on the line. Now, we all know that MJ is an all-time gambler, and in this episode, he just went all out on Crawford after he lost. This is a different language, but we captioned it here for you. It's an eyewitness as to what exactly happened. Jamal Crawford challenged Michael Jordan to a three-point shootout for $1,000. Jordan won and said that $1,000 is for babies and upped the wager to $5,000.
Dang!
This time, Jamal won. Michael Jordan then asked Crawford, "What car did you drive here with?" Jamal replied, "Mercedes." Jordan then said, "I came with a Ferrari, let's bet our cars." Crawford agreed, and Jordan went 5 for 5, removed Crawford's personalized license plate, and left with the Mercedes. Man, Crawford just went from having a supercar to going home on foot real quick, and this just shows you that if you mess with MJ, you'll pay for it. Literally.
Nah, I would have said, nah, I ain't betting my car. Can't bet that, Mike. Can't do that, Mike. I'm confident, but I still believe there's a chance I could possibly.
This just shows you that if you mess with MJ, you'll pay for it. Literally.
But it is enticing though. It's like he's putting his Ferrari up against a Mercedes. Like, you like, dang, I could lose my car, but there's so much upside. I could get a Ferrari. And so it is tough to say no. But he was too confident in betting that Ferrari. I would have said, nah, you got to trick up. You see, you be practicing these too much. Something. I can't do it. That's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion? You can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. I got social media, Patreon, all up top. You don't subscribe to any of it, put all the links in the description. All you got to do is hit the link, follow me, talk to me. Love talking to you guys. You guys are the most incredible team on YouTube. It's your boy D Neal. Out.